It's day 2 of the third edition of the Prague Golf Challenge. Just 15 kilometers from the city centre, Prague City Golf Course hosts the first event of the Czech swing. Wet and windy conditions awaited the early starters, with 5 players level at the top of the leaderboard heading into day 2. One of them was Richard Bland. 2 over through 9 holes, he fought back for a level par round of 72, which included one of the shots of the day. This approach into the par 5 10th, which he would then birdie. Following a tie for third place at the Turkish Airlines Challenge 2 weeks ago, Dutchman Will Besseling followed up his opening round of 65 with a 2-under round of 70. Just 1 off the lead, heading into the weekend. Fresh off the back of his win at the Challenge de España, Antoine Rozner was in scintillating form once more. 5 birdies in a row, including this on the 7th, sees him 1 off the lead. Playing in his first season on the Challenge Tour, Jonas Kolbing set the early clubhouse lead. The German's putter was red hot with this birdie on the 11th. A bogey and 2 birdies followed for a 3-under round of 69, 1 behind heading into moving day. The man to catch though is Mathieu Fenas of France. This birdie at the 9th saw him out in 34, and his back 9 would prove better still. Four birdies and no bogeys on the way home moved him into the tournament lead on 11 under par. Cantor, Roussel and Spooner are alongside Bland at 7 under, with Sharvin and Dutchman Darius van Driel a further shot behind.
Yeah, of course, very happy about my first 2 days. I played very solid, the first 2 rounds, so yeah, happy to be on top of the lead for now, and we'll see what happens next few days.
Moving day at Prague City Golf, where clear and bright conditions welcome the players. Chief among them after 36 holes was Mathieu Fenas of France.
Today it looks like no wind, maybe a little bit of rain, so I think the scores could be pretty low today, so gotta keep making some birdies.
The Frenchman began brightly too. This his approach to the par 4 first. Dialed in from the off, though unable to capitalise, settling instead for par. Ahead, others enjoyed greater fortune, Rhys Enoch among them. The Welshman securing 3 birdies in his opening 4 holes. In fact, the par 5 4th would prove happy hunting for many. France's Robin Roussel with the pick of the putts, draining it from distance. He would close his account with a 2 under par 70 on the day, as would Richard Bland, the English veteran here with birdie at the par 5 7th. Ahead on the back 9 and Northern Ireland's Cormac Sharvin came alive. This putt at 14 one of 5 birdies in 6 holes from the turn. Low round of the day, however, belonged to Gregory Havre. The Frenchman's 65 included no less than 9 birdies. But in truth, it was his compatriots in the final group who continued to lead the way. Antoine Rozner, winner last time out in Spain, set up birdie with this chip on 7, moved to 11 under par in the process. The response was emphatic from Fenas. Birdie at the 9th, and this his eagle attempt at 10. Never a doubt. Playing partner Jonas Kolbing matched Fenas with an eagle of his own, briefly moving the German into 2nd spot on the leaderboard. but that's where the progress ceased for both men. By the time they'd reached the 18th, it was in fact Rozner who'd edged ahead. Birdies at 13, 14 and 16, somewhat undermined by bogey at the last, but regardless, the 54-hole lead belonged to him. Quality elsewhere on the leaderboard from Mark Flint Hastrup and Sebastian Gros, both men carding rounds of 65. Sunday morning in the Czech Republic, and conditions were cold and breezy for the final day's play of the Prague Golf Challenge. In the box seat was Antoine Rozner, but only by a narrow margin. Starting the day on 13 under par, a single stroke better off than playing partners Mathieu Fanas and Jonas Kolbing. No trouble at the first, regulation par for the Frenchman, but bogey would follow at the second. Not the ideal start, but he'd soon recover, with birdie at the par 5 fourth. This delightful up and down from the greenside rough, reinstating his position at the top. When winning in Spain 7 days ago, he'd had to do so from behind, but here he was threatening to run away with it, as red numbers followed at the 6th, 7th and 8th. Par at the 9th saw him turn in 34, but further gains would soon follow. This his second shot into the par 5 10th. The eagle attempt failed to drop, but a tap-in birdie would suffice, taking him to -16. Both Kolbing and Fanas matched him though, the latter courtesy of this quality bunker shot, to remain in touch. But in truth, it was now Rozner's to lose. And even fortune seemed to favour him. Here at the 11th, receiving a little help saving par. Kolbing found some cause for celebration too, courtesy of this chip-in at the par 4 15th. But with 4 bogeys and a double already on his card, his race appeared to be run. By the time they reached the final tee, Rozner held a 5-stroke lead. It seemed intent to finish with a flourish. A short birdie putt therefore for Antoine Rozner to seal his second straight win on the Challenge Tour. First man to achieve such a feat since Christopher Broberg back in 2012. Fanas had to settle for a share of second in the end, alongside Mark Flint Hastrup, Richard Bland and Martin Simonsen. But ultimately it's Rozner who reigns in Prague.
It has no words. I don't know. It's unbelievable. It's crazy 2 weeks for me. It's just some of the best golf I've ever played. So it's just amazing, and it's crazy to get 2 wins in a row like that. It's an amazing feeling.